This video, I want to help you be a better defender. So let's talk about reading in the game of doubles. Regardless of whatever you play, whether it's beach, grass, indoor, finding ways to read the attacker, get more digs, is going to be a great way for you to score more points. The more digs you get, the more opportunities you get to score, the more you increase those, the better your odds to win the game. So today we're going to talk about some ways to think about on defense to be a better defender, to increase your touches, to be better at reading, some cues to look at, some things to think about. Let's dive right into it. All right, there are 3 different ways that you can defend in doubles volleyball. And the first one is all about baiting the attacker. So baiting comes into play when you're showing a particular area of the court, making it available to the blocker that they can see it, but you're baiting them in the sense that they think they have that shot open, but it's exactly where you're going to move your feet on defense. Baiting can be done in a lot of ways. You can bait the block. You can really sell that movement and act like you're going to go up to it for a block and then pull off if you don't think the attacker is going to make a swing on it. If you want to bait effectively, and that sounds funny to say, but if you want to bait effectively, you have to be deceptive about it. Make sure that you are showing like you're going to stay in your position until the very last moment that you can, and then move to that spot that you want to go. So it definitely helps to have an idea of what you want to do before you're making your move. If you're in the process of deciding, holding and waiting and moving too late, you're gonna not make it to that ball. I'll give an example. So one thing I do when I play defense is if I have a pretty strong blocker and they make a call to block line where I know they're going to take away the line, I might bait that attacker into thinking that I'm also defending the line. So make it look like that entire angle is covered. And then once I think that I got them, I'm gonna fill that gap, fill that space in the court, and be sitting right there to pick up any shots that they have. The easiest way to get easy digs is to make the attacker think that they have a clear shot. If they think they have an open court, they're not gonna hit it as hard. They're not gonna put it in as tough as a spot. So that's your opportunity to get some easy digs. Bait them into a spot, force them into a corner that you control, take some control on defense, and then take away that space. But the timing is super important in the bait. You can't leave too early. You can't leave before the attacker makes a look on the ball, or else they'll just make the opposite read and hit the ball in the opposite direction. So timing is huge. You have to wait till the right moment, and that right moment is typically right when that attacker moves their head up to make the swing. So right as you see that happen, go to your read, go to your decision, and stick to it. But baiting, key concepts here. Have an idea of where you want to go. Wait till the very last moment that you can. Once that hitter pulls their head, and once they do that, move your feet as fastly as you can and get them still in your spot, and then make that dig. All right, it's not a guarantee that you're going to get the dig, but understanding and kind of manipulating the attacker a little bit into putting it where you want it to go, it's going to give you more confidence on defense. You're going to get more touches because of it. You're going to find success getting the ball back on your side of the court, which is ultimately what we want. First, we talked about baiting. Secondly, we're going to talk about choosing. So choosing is when your blocker gives you a signal. Say they give you the 2 signal, they're going to take away the angle. That means, so when you're choosing, you elect to stick with your side. So if they're taking away the angle, you're gonna dig the line. You're gonna stay there regardless of what you see going on. You're gonna trust your blockers, you're gonna take away what they call, and you're gonna be there to dig whatever comes. So it's helpful to choose on defense when you have a really strong blocker, because trust comes into play. When you can trust your blocker is gonna be there, it's gonna take away the part of the court that they're assigned to, that they notified you that they're gonna do. You have a lot more trust in yourself to be able to sit in your path and dig whatever comes your way and move when you have to, but just know where you have to be. So when you have that strong blocker, or a blocker that is able to take away a chunk of the ball, a chunk of the court, this is your option. One thing I like to do as a blocker is setting my decision early. So say I want to block the line. Sometimes when I'm blocking, I will set that edge, maybe go a little bit too far out way before, showing it to the attacker so they know that I'm blocking line, I'm there early. So if they want to hit the ball hard driven, they're going to have to go angle. And in those cases, that's when you want your defender to choose that angle, sit in it, and hopefully get a dig. You should know where that ball is going because you're taking away the line early. There's no guessing game what you're going to block. They know what you're blocking. You should know where they're hitting. At that point, it's just up to the defender to dig the ball. Part of choosing on defense is understanding what kind of attacker you're going up against. I might prefer to choose this style of defense going up against someone who really prefers to hit the ball hard and has a high contact point. I would not recommend the choose style of defense on someone that is really good shot selection, that is strong working around the block, and has good control going short and deep over the block. This might be a defense to go to on someone that hits the ball hard over more ball control style of player. So just keep that in mind. All right, the last style of defense you can do is reacting. It's similar to choosing, but it's more taking what you're seeing and going with it. So you're not baiting, you're not selling out to a specific side, but you're ready to move and can make reads in the event that you think you see something. So reacting comes into play with those players that are really good at going short and going deep and hitting all the shots in between. When it's someone like that, you want to be on the balls of your feet and you don't want to take any extra unnecessary movement when possible. That's something that I do way too much from time to time. Taking steps back when you don't need to, taking steps forward when you don't need to, moving left to right when you're already in a good spot. Wait until you think you make that read, and then once you see it, react immediately, no wasted movement, and get to the ball. Now that we broke down those 3 different ways, a couple things I want to focus on with reading, a couple ways that you can get better on reading in outdoors. And the first one is every player you go against typically has 2 or 3 go-to shots that they know they have in the bag, types of attacks in their toolbox that they feel like they can get a point whenever they want to on a good set, and knowing and finding out what those are early is massive for you as a defender. So for example, there's a guy I play against a lot in my area. I know that some of his favorite shots are the short cut, cross court cut shot, and even when I know it's coming, some of the times I can't even stop it, but I know that's one of his shots. I know he likes a hard driven ball cross court as well, more in the angle. But having an idea of what someone's going to do before they do it gives you an understanding of where you need to go on defense. So pick 2 or 3 shots you think that person's going to take, and then ultimately they're going to have to make them at some point. So if they've hit the ball 3 times in a row, maybe this is your time to be deceptive and bait for that short ball. No one wants to go up and swing the ball as hard as they can 20 points in a row. It's just unrealistic. Players like to mix in cut shots, deep shots, and when you can narrow the game down based on probability, you're going to find more digs. So the next doubles team that you play, pick a hitter, try and figure out their 2 or 3 favorite shots, and then every couple plays, decide that you're going to take away that shot from them and force them to do something else. Once you do that, you'll make them super uncomfortable and you'll find some digs. One other thing that I like to do when reading on defense is to watch the feet of the attacker. You can't hit the ball hard driven if you slow up your feet. So a lot of people think arm swing, but you can really easily fake that full arm swing and make a short cut shot. If that player in their approach slows up to the ball at all, I'm generally going to be ready to move short. If they're coming in fast, if they're coming in with pace, in those cases I might stay still, be ready for that hard driven attack coming my way if I'm in a good line. But watching their feet, seeing if they slow up or speed up. If they slow up, maybe you bail out for those short shots, and if they put it over your head, then so be it. We're not just aimlessly sitting back there on defense waiting for things to happen. Something to consider. I'd say the biggest thing is learning those tendencies of the players. Some of the highest level AVP beach doubles players talk about making a choice. If the player hit the ball 3 times in a row, make a choice to take away that short cut shot. If you know you're going up against someone who has a lot of variability, figure out their go-to shots and try and take one of them away. You can't take everything away. You can't block line, angle, middle, short, deep. You can't do it all. But when you make a choice, you stick to it, or you trust in your ability to react with a really good blocker at the net. Whatever you decide to do Do it with full confidence. Believe in yourself. Believe you can get there. Believe whoever's hitting at you, you can get that ball up in the air. Doubles defense is a mentality. If you believe that you can get any ball up, whoever you're going against, more often than not, you're going to. So trust in yourself, trust in your partner, have really good preset communication. Make sure they know where you're blocking. Make sure you know where they're going. If they're gonna pull, what direction they're gonna go in. I can't possibly come up here on this video and say, if a hitter goes this way, he's gonna hit line every time. That's just not the case. People do different things, have different tendencies, and everyone's different as an attacker. But knowing whether you wanna bait, choose, or react are gonna be your three options. Going into every play and knowing what you wanna do between those gives you the confidence to take anything away, no matter what's on the other side of the court. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Hope it provided some value to you in terms of doubles defense. If you have any questions on playing doubles, working with a partner, let me know in the comments and I'll get into it. That's all I got for this one though, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.
Então, esse dia, obrigado.